This soap project started out as a potential entry into the Amy Warden Soap Challenge, which for May of 2021 was a column pour. And it's a good example of why one should read the directions and the rules thoroughly before starting. I realized after I had made it that the rules stated that you could do some swirling after the column was poured, but before you put your bar dividers in. And I made my spiral swirls after the dividers were in. So I guess that disqualified me. It didn't turn out well enough that I think it would have won anything anyway, but it turned into an interesting soap. So it is a hurricane swirl with the spirals in each individual bar rather than in the entire slab. This is the recipe that I'm using. I'm going to be using a Brambleberry 18 bar mold, so 65 ounces is about right for nice sized bars, but not with any danger of going over the top of the bar dividers. I'm using coconut oil, lard, sunflower oil, and tallow. I know that that makes a good slow moving recipe. I've used it many times. I'm going to use some sugar, as I usually do, to improve the sudsiness, some sodium lactate to make it easier to get out of the mold and also to harden the bars a bit. I'm using black raspberry vanilla fragrance oil, which is known not to accelerate the thickening of the soap at all. And then for colors, I'm going to use 4 containers of pale yellow using lemon chiffon mica, and then 1 container of deep green using green vibrance and kombu green mica, and then 1 container of a wine red with a teaspoon of trial by fire mica and about a 1/4 teaspoon of Klein blue mica. I see there's a typo there. It says tap. That should be TSP for teaspoon. The reason I said a 1/4 teaspoon, I just kind of dumped it in as I was stirring until I got the shade of wine red that I wanted. And it was somewhat more than 1/8 of a teaspoon, but certainly well under a 1/2 teaspoon. So I have my lye just above room temperature. My oil's also above room temperature. I have my micas already moistened with some oil. I'm going to use a dark wine red and a deep green, and then for a background, pale yellow. And I have 4 pitchers of that. I wouldn't need 4 pitchers of that. It's just that I'm in a habit when I do a column pour of pouring from 6 pitchers. And so since I want twice as much of this as one of the other colors, I'm going to do 2 yellows, green, 2 yellows, red, and that should give us the final pattern then. Okay. So I'm going to mix my lye water into the oils. This should be quite a slow moving recipe, which is needed for a column pour. And I'm using black raspberry vanilla fragrance, which is also a very non-accelerating fragrance. So this soap should stay nicely liquid for a while. I've mentioned in previous videos, but you can probably see it there, that if you use a lot of lard, when you first pour the lye in, it turns slightly pink, and then that goes away after a minute or 2. And I've been told it's probably a preservative that's in the lard, but I don't know that for sure. I will either dramatically speed up or edit out parts of this if it turns out that I'm stirring here for many minutes. This is emulsifying nicely right now. Nowhere near trace yet, but definitely you can feel that it's not quite as liquid as it was. I think I'm going to transfer this now to the colors. This yellow is lemon chiffon mica from Nurture Soap. I think it's been discontinued. It's one that changes color a little when you put the lye in. It turns more orange, but it'll go back to being a very pale yellow. And then the green is green vibrance mica with a small amount of kombu green added to darken it. And the red is a mixture of Trial by Fire red and a little bit of Klein blue to make it more of a purpley red, like a burgundy. So I'm using an 18-bar brambleberry mold with a glass bottle with some water in it as my column. I'm going to be using the dividers. A few weeks ago I made a soap in this mold using pitanga, Suriname cherry fruit. That's Eugenia uniflora. And it stained the mold parts. Even going through the dishwasher didn't remove that. So I'm assuming it's not going to come off in the soap. So I'm going to do these yellow, yellow, green, yellow, yellow, red. And as you'll see, and you may know, yellow micas often morph to some other color when you first mix them up. So this one turned orange. It'll turn back to light yellow by tomorrow. My usual goal on a column pour is to get 6 cycles out of it. Sometimes I get 7. This batter is nicely emulsified, but still very liquid. It's very easy to pour. This is 2 cycles. Another good thing to do periodically when you're doing a column pour is to watch the volume left in your pitchers and see if you're using one of them faster than a different one, so you can either use a little more or a little less the next time around to try to keep them pretty much even out. That's 3 cycles. Four cycles. Now for the 6th cycle, I'm going to use all but maybe a tablespoon or two of what I have left, which I'll use to repair the hole where the column comes out. Now, a danger in pulling that column out is that it may drip into your pattern. So I'm going to put it onto a paper towel as I remove it from there. I'll scrape some of the excess soap off first. I'll lift it more or less straight up, so if it drips into the hole it came out of. This batter is still very, very thin, and so you can kind of determine how broad you want that circle to be by how high you hold the picture. If you hold it really high, it sinks in, and you can actually reduce the size of that color stripe. Or if you want it bigger, you can just hold the picture closer and pour slower, and it will give you a bigger circle. I'm not going to use the last little bit of yellow I have because I want to keep that green stripe and then the red in the middle fairly thick relative to the yellow. Okay, so that's done. Now the radial stripes. Go out to the corner and move over, oh, maybe 3/4 of an inch. I want these stripes fairly close together, so we have quite a lot of lines in each bar. Dislike this with the orange. Once that turns back to pale yellow, it's going to look a lot better. Now, just to get more lines out here where I've got these very broad stripes, I'm going to add some supplementary ones. And I'm going to use a kebab skewer for this to get even finer circles. Starting in the middle, I'm going to do the hurricane swirl, just a spiral, maybe 1/4 inch intervals. Not giving very well-defined spirals, unfortunately. That's pretty good. Now, that one had the center of the radial stripes, and I think that may be the best spiral we get also here. That's all I can do with that. As it is, I don't like it. Hopefully once it turns yellow, it'll look a lot better. We'll see how it looks tomorrow. I will cover this and I will C-pop it at 55 Celsius for a couple hours, and then we'll look at it tomorrow. Here's the final result on those soaps. I'm not unhappy with them, but they don't have perfectly clearly defined lines. There's a little bit of muddiness as the color changes. Still, I think they turned out pretty well. That's probably the best spiral right there.